I'm Lolly Labo with the Fluffy Facts News Network, where we expose the wool put over your eyes. Tonight's top story, a Jehovah's Witness boldly enters the comment section of a video he didn't even watch.
That's right, folks. Under a video I posted a few months back before the election, yes, I voted, not sacrificed my soul. The following was left by the keyboard warrior of the Watchtower. The Watchtower warrior proceeds to say,
I didn't listen to your audio. I just read your summary below the title of the video. So, you left the Jehovah's Witness religion to put your faith and trust into an earthly government? You're going backwards. You should know that this country's economical, political, and social systems are beyond reform and that only God's kingdom is the solution to mankind's problems. Throughout the centuries, mankind has experimented various forms of governments, which have all failed to provide everlasting peace, prosperity, and security for their citizens. The reason is because we humans weren't designed to govern ourselves. Jeremiah 10:23. That's why the Bible tells us not to put our trust in human leaders. Psalms 146, verse 3. Human leaders cannot solve mankind's problems because humans weren't designed to govern themselves.
okay, fair. Humans weren't designed to govern themselves. Yet the title they chose to call themselves is the governed body. Government. Governing body. Interesting choice in title. Carry on.
And because human governments are often the cause of those problems, we have to wait on Jehovah God to act in his due time.
Well, everyone, now that we know what was said, let's cue over to Hillary B. and let her tell her side of the story.
Okay, thank you for letting me have the platform. I want to start by saying, well, first off, sweetheart, you just said you didn't listen to the audio, so you don't even know what I said, but you already decided why I left and who I trust. See, this is exactly how Watchtower programs people. Comment on things you don't understand, avoid conversations with ExJws unless you're trying to shut them down, and always pretend neutrality while giving strong political and social opinions under the radar. But baby, let me tell you something. You don't get to weaponize Jehovah's name to shame people into silence and then upload a video doing the exact same thing you accuse them of. That's not discernment, that's dissonance.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Hillary, this is breaking news. Are you telling me that the active Jehovah's Witness that commented what he said under your video, he has similar videos and views on political matters or matters that's happening in the world today?
Lolly, if I'm lying, I'm flying, and I don't have wings.
Wow, well, Hillary, please share with us what you found. Our audience would love to see the hypocrisy of an active Jehovah's Witness.
Why, certainly, Lolly. Well, first I would like to start off by reading off my response under his comment first, and then I'll proceed to expose the hypocrite. LOL, aren't you following men? 10 men to be exact. 9 white males and 1 token black guy. Watchtower tells you can grow a natural beard in 2023 and now everyone has them, and you're incorrect. That's why you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. If you'd listen, you would grasp the concept and reason behind why I voted. You mean to tell me that the person running the country at the time states policies that will affect you currently, and you wouldn't interject or place a vote on whether or not you wanted to live by those rules? So JWs don't benefit from government funding? Did JWs not benefit from the civil rights activists? Because without MJK, JFK, and etc., we would have probably still been in segregated halls. I didn't put my trust in man. I have voted for this or that. Voting should be a conscious matter, not a rule made by a religious organization. Did you know Watchtower has stock in a company that makes guns? Or has stock in Disney, which you preach has a lot of spiritism in it? Voting doesn't make me a bad person, and it is judgmental and brainwash people like you that will forever be lost. See, Lolly, I was originally going to leave it alone. I was going to just have that response and then just let it be. But then I thought about it. One thing Jehovah's Witnesses are famous for is stirring the pot and never coming back. See, they like to plant their seed, say their opinion, and bounce. He was not going to come back and respond to what I said. Read, gonna have an opinion, at least watch it. I already know what you believe. I already know your stance. I already know that it is a textbook response. It's automatic. It's like it's programmed into your brain. So I already know that. But the fact that he did not watch it bothered me. But you know, Lolly, there's a chance he did watch it. He's just not allowed to say so. I hate this about... Okay, hate is a very strong word. I dislike this about witnesses. They want to get their message across. But the moment you open your mouth, they walk away. They don't want to hear it. This video is not to bully, but this is also to show that you guys are hypocrites. And this is going to teach them a lesson. There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking interest and concern in who's running your life today. If you live to be 99 years old, are you not going to be concerned about the other 98 years that you are existing on this planet? You may not have to get heavily involved, but you do have to take some type of interest. And unfortunately, we live in a society where there are other human beings that control that.
Wow, Hillary, those are some great points. Our producer says we have the footage. We have the audio. We are going to not play the video for copyright purposes. Just gonna play a small snippet from his video. Then we'll continue on the floor with you, Hillary.
Hello everyone. This video is actually a rebuttal video to Roland Martin's video on RFK Jr. telling black people to be more resilient. First and foremost, I like and respect Roland Martin. He's an intelligent man who knows his history. I don't always agree with him on certain issues, but he's an intelligent man. And I have to disagree with what he said on RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr. RFK Jr. spoke to black people on how to be more resilient against racism. Now, many of you may disagree with me on this, but I have to side with RFK Jr. on this one.
What? You're agreeing with a politician? No.
It may be less painful to hear that coming from a black man, but what RFK Jr. said was correct. Now, RFK Jr. can't relate to black people as he grew up wealthy. He can't relate to black people, but these racists are not worse than black people to kill each other and commit acts of violence against each other. We black people are doing it to ourselves. Black people do need to be more resilient against racism. Now I want to respond to Roland Martin's comment in his video about how black people were made slaves and brought over here by the European slaveholders. Well, Africans were partly responsible for that. They bear some responsibility. It was Africans who sold other Africans into slavery. For a while, Haiti was under French colonization or French control. But they gained independence from the French, I believe, about 100 years or so. And look what's happening over there now. The crime and violence and the rape of women and the murders.
Wow. Just wow. Absolutely caught in 4K. Well, Hillary, he is agreeing with a political figure's take on a systemic racism and encouraging a specific mindset. That framing in itself is political. It aligns with a worldview used to shift responsibility off institutions and onto marginalized communities.
Exactly, Lolly. It's funny how I'm accused of being political for voting, but you can agree with RFK Jr. Critique black communities, revise the slave trade, and critique Haiti. And that's not political? Interesting logic. Why is it political to expect change, but spiritual to tell people to just deal with oppression? The context of his commentary is debatable. There's nothing wrong with it. That's not what's in question here. Now, don't get me wrong. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but let's call it what it is. Quoting RFK Jr., political. Critiquing black folks while praising white politicians, political. Minimizing colonization and slavery but deflecting blame, very political. Comparing modern day Haiti to justify colonization, extra colonial. Need to trust in man to see the irony.
Well, Hillary, do you think that he's a bad person for stating his opinion on the matter?
Of course not. See, I don't see him as a lost cause or hope or going backwards just because he stated an opinion. You see, what I did was simple. I voted. That's it. Not because I worship politicians, but because I live here. I pay taxes here. I exist here. And if I'm going to be held accountable for the world I live in, I'm going to have a say in it too. Meanwhile, you're online using your platform to dissect race relations, systemic oppression, and political ideologies, but tell me I left Jehovah. No, baby, I left Watchtower's logic.
We'll be right back after a quick message from our sponsors.
Fluff and fabulous for all their wows.
Fluffy Facts News Network, where we are currently calling out the hypocrisy of a Jehovah's Witness commenter and YouTube content creator. We are interviewing Hillary B, and she's going to continue to not only call out this commenter, but as well as the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Lolly, in New York, there are 10 men that Jehovah's Witnesses follow. These 10 men are a part of the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses. These men set the standards for Jehovah's Witnesses to follow. If a doctrine needs to be changed, these men will set in place policies / make announcements on whether a policy has changed, a dress code has changed, or talking to family members has changed. So to the active Jehovah's Witness that commented under my video, you follow 8 men in New York who tell you what to wear, who to date, what you can watch, whether you can go to college, and even if you can get a life-saving blood transfusion. And you don't call that following men. So when you follow instructions from the governing body without question, men who have openly said they are not inspired by God, you think that's loyalty to Jehovah? Sweetheart, that's just packaged obedience. If they told you not to talk to your own mother, you do it. If they told you to avoid your child's graduation, you'd obey. So, remind me again who's worshiping who. I'm not saying you're bowing down. I'm just saying you can't call it spiritual loyalty when it looks a whole lot like spiritual dependency. I'm not here to debunk what you believe. You have that right. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But when you come under my comment section and project your beliefs, especially when you openly admit that you did not even listen to my video, listen, just be more mindful next time. And I know you're not supposed to watch this video, so more than likely you won't watch this one either. But thank you for the content. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Lolly, for giving me a chance and a platform to be able to express myself freely. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. We are up to 40 subscribers already, and I appreciate every single one of you. We're a small channel, and we're on the road to 100.
Thank you, Hillary B, for that astonishing story. May this be a lesson learned. Do not stick your nose where it does not belong. Well, this has been Lolly Lava with another edition of Fluffy Facts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, just because they say stay neutral doesn't mean they actually do. Good night, folks.
Little lamb gone rogue, dancing in the moonlight glow. Little lamb gone rogue, where will this rebel go? Skipping through the fields, no shepherd in sight. Rebel heart beating strong under the stars at night. Little lamb gone rogue,